Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. So today we will be looking at some of the very interesting topic and the features that we have recently released. So what we will be seeing today, let's look at it. So these are the 4 to 5 pointers through which we will be going through. Starting first, we would be looking at the call log listing page. Second, we would be looking at the quotation event webhook. Then third, we would be looking at how to cancel a task. Four, we would be seeing how we can share a document when we are sharing a lead. And the last but not the least is how we can split phone numbers when importing any data into system. So these are the main points that we will be covering today. So to starting with, let's understand or consider some of the use case or the business case that mostly business fall into and how this feature will help them to achieve their requirement. So starting first is the call log listing page. So on CRM, you might have seen that there is a ability of making a call to your leads, even to your contact and many more. So on each of lead, you will see this different call details separate. So let me start again the business case here. So on each of your lead, you might have experienced that the call logs are seen respective to your leads. So for that purpose, what we have done is we have introduced a call log listing page where you can see all your call log details. So how that is available in the system, let's look at it. Okay, now I'm sharing my system screen. Let me know once it is visible to everyone. Okay, so if I need to go to a specific lead under this productivity section, you will be seeing all your call log details. So let me add a call log manually over here. And log this. So in this similar fashion, you will be seeing all your call log respective to your this particular lead. So if whether it's a connected call or whether it's a busy, missed, rejected, all kind of calls you would be seeing respect to your this particular lead on this productivity section, which is this right hand side section. So if I need to see all the call logs that my team have done for today or even for a week, how I can see that? So on this left hand side menu bar, you will see this call log icon. So upon click, it will direct you to a listing of all your call logs available in this system. That would be based on your user permission. So if a user has permission of read only, then he would be able to see only the call logs that he has made for his lead, deal, or even a contact, but he won't be able to see all the call logs that are available in the system. So if we go to CRM setting, then user management, and under profile permission, I have selected this sales profile. Under here on the communication management, I will see this call option. And here I will get to know what kind of permission a particular user belonging to this sales profile, what kind of permission he does have on the calls. So if you can notice over here, so this particular user of this profile has permission of creating call logs and can read all the call logs that he has made, but he won't be able to see all the call logs that are available in the system, meaning the others users. But when it comes to little bit upper management, the managers or the team leads or the upper management, when they need to see, you can simply give the read all access so that they can see all the call logs that are available in the system, whether it's a manual or done via the marketplace applications. Okay, so here if you notice, upon click on any of the record, so this left hand side is the list of all your logs available in this system. On the same time, we can see the details of this call log. So whether it was I did a call to this particular lead along with their number when the call was made, along with time when the call happened, with the duration and the user who logged the call along with the timestamp of when it got logged. On the internal section, you will see who created this call log, any updates if there are made. If yes, then who made the update and the timestamp of the updates. Along with this, you will see the device ID. So device ID is nothing but the mode of your call log. So here, since I have made or entered this call log from the system itself, so I'm seeing KylasCRM, which is a device I have used to log a call. When it comes to using any other operator, so let's say you are using any IVR operator and with the help of click to call you're making call, then those particular vendor ID, in short the vendor name, will be shown over here. So you will, when if you are using multiple IVR or multiple vendor, then you will get to see from which vendor the call was made or on which vendor's number the call was received. On this listing, you will also notice that we have some useful buttons that would be very helpful when it comes to narrow down your search or looking at a particular record, like this searching by a number. So let me search by a number. So when I type this particular number, I'm seeing all logs in which this particular number is used. Also, I can filter the call logs based on ID or based on the outcome. So outcome is nothing but what is the result of your call logs. So when I say outcome, so let me phone number. Okay, so this is the outcome. So when a call was logged, what was your outcome? Whether it got connected, it was busy, whether the end customer rejected it, or there were no answer, or it is missed call. So based on the nature of the calls outcome, you can actually see how many calls were connected, how many calls were rejected, or how many calls were busy. Also, you can see based on the type, such as whether I call the lead or whether we received a call. Then also you can look by the duration. So like you can see the longer duration calls that your users have made. And also you will see this important filter filter option, which are associated lead, deal, and contact. So you can actually narrow down your call log search specific to a lead, deal, or even contact. So when I select a filter that is associated lead and select operator that is equal, then I will see all the leads that are available in the system, or the leads for which I have at least read access, so that I can see the logs of those leads. Similar way, you can actually see this kind of logs for your deal and contact. For the recording, you can also use this very simple operator that is set and is not set, meaning whether the recording is available or not. Yep. So these are the different operators that you can use to filter out your call logs. And also, if you see in the internal section, this is the KylasCRM, which is a device ID, meaning mode of the call log. That is also available in our filter, and I can actually see or look at the data where I have used different kinds of device ID, meaning different kinds of vendor. Then I can actually see the data respective to one vendor or to vendor based on the operators. So this is how the call log listing will help your businesses to understand how the team is engaging with your end customer and how the response you are getting from your end customers. Okay, moving to our next topic, that is quotation webhook. So for the audience who knows about the Webhook or who do not knows about the Webhook, so Webhook is a simple way of sharing your information outside of your application. So how this Webhook can be set up on a quotation? Let's look at that. So to access the Webhook, we need to go to CRM setting, then go to integration part. Under here, you will see the Webhook option. Upon click, you will see the listed Webhook, or you can simply create a new Webhook. So this is one Webhook that I have created. Sorry, this is the one that I have created. And under Webhook, you will see the different options and the events to be used on your entities. So currently we are supporting this many entities such as lead, contact, deal, company, task, quotation, meeting, call, user, and account. And these are the events. So to simply put it into words, so quotation is the entity on which I want to use a Webhook. When so when a quotation is created, or a quotation is updated, or when a quotation is deleted. So these are the events on which we can set up a Webhook. So what kind of this request type is? So this is a post type of request, meaning the information would be posted to a request URL or the target URL. So just for the example, what I have done, I have used this webhook.site and used this URL in the request URL. Then in the authentication, if there is any authentication that needs in terms of sending this information, then you can also use such as API key or the bearer token or the basic authentication. having user ID and password. So here I have selected no authentication and selected this event on the quotation. So let's make a change in your quotation. So I'm going back again to sales screen, then quotation. Let me add a new quotation. So quotation number 001, then quotation summary, webinar. Then I'm associating a deal with this particular quotation. Okay, let me select another. Okay, so I'm associating a company, then putting a generation date that is today and valid till a week. So generally, when we select any deal, all the fields, including your associated contact, company, and the product will be auto-populated. So since I'm using a sample or dummy deal, I'm filling in this information manually. You can add the address. So here we have options of two address field. One is billing and second one is shipping. You can also mark the same address for billing and shipping both as well. And at the bottom, we have additional information section where you can put additional information, including URL or any bullet point information or anything that you want to highlight. So I have added address as send this to Webhook and save. So as soon as I have said, I have received this information in a JSON payload. So you can see the quotation number that we used. Then the summary webinar, which is this, and the other information, including such as what is the currency of this particular product, what is the actual amount, if there is any additional discount or adjustment. Also, along with this, you can see that the additional information of associated deal, associated contact, and company are also shared on this webhook site via the webhook that we have used. So similar way, you can use this webhook concept and send this information to your target URL, or in simple way, you can send this to a target website, which would be useful in terms of integrating this information on these different events. Okay, moving next, we have third point, that is how a task can be cancelled. Okay. So on a daily basis, we receive a lot of leads, we create a lot of deals, create contact, and there are a lot of activities that a user needs to perform. So such as setting up a meeting with our end customer to explaining the further information, or sending any documentation, or following up with the end customer on anything. So on a particular reel, on this productivity section, you can quickly access the task menu. So here, let me create a new task. I'm selecting the type to do. I'm selecting the status, giving a priority, then selecting a due date along with reminder. Before this due date, this system will send a reminder to user and the ownership of this particular task. Okay, so upon save, I can see this task on the productivity section as well as detail page, and also we can see this task on a separate listing page. So let me make a sorting. So here I'm seeing the webinar demo that we just created. So it happens a lot of time that when you have planned something and due to some reason the activity needs to be cancelled or it got pre-performed by the users. So in that case, you need to cancel this particular task or due to any kind of, for example, I need to set up a meeting with a client, but due to some reason, the client was not available at the time. So I need to cancel this particular task. So how I can cancel it is from this ellipsis button, you will have edit option, which will gonna bring me to the edit form, and here you will have this cancel option. So upon cancel, the reminder field got moved to no reminder and become non-editable. Upon click, this has been updated, and if we go to our lead detail page and refresh, now the task has been updated. And if we see, the status has been changed to cancel. So there would be no reminders sent to the customer for performing this particular task. Okay. Moving next is to our fourth point, that is how we can share a document while sharing a lead. Okay. So on our lead listing page, when I go to a particular leads detail, from this more action button, you will see share option. So when I click on this share, a pop-up will open up, and here you will see what all information you need to share along with sharing this lead. So let me select a user with whom I want to share this particular lead, and the associated notes, task, meeting, email, as well as the document I can share or also restrict for this particular user when he tried to access this particular lead. So when I select update and document and click on share, so here I got a error message that the user does not have the required permission in order to access this particular information. So when I change user who has access to document and then click on share, now the lead has been shared along with all the documents that are available on this particular lead. So the document that you can see on this particular productivity section and can be accessed from this productivity menu. So this is how you can share your lead data along with additional information, including your associated document of your business entity. Now, moving to our last point, that is how we can easily split the phone number code when it comes to importing information into system. So to import information into this system, you will need to go to the CRM setting, then data management and import data. So on this list, you will see the list of previously imported information. Let me click on import. So this is a very simple and easy way of importing your data into this system, which includes only 4 steps. First is upload a file. Second, map the fields of your file to the system fields. Then third is how you would like to handle if there is any duplicate information. And last is review your data before final import. So let me select the lead entity. So I want to import the lead data into this system. Also, you can import the contact information in the system. So I'm selecting lead. So here you will see this small step for the first one. So you can download a sample file in which you will get an idea how the data needs to be designed into an Excel file in order to import it into the system. So let me select a file for the import. I'm selecting this Kylas sample lead. Okay, upload. Now this data got uploaded on the first step. Now second thing that we need to do. So here you can also track your progress of your data import and what step you are, so that you will get an idea what exactly needs to be done over here. So we are on the step 2 where we need to map the fields. So here you will see a small checkbox which reads is like my file has a header. So if your file has a header such as name, dial code, phone number like this, then you can check this box or else uncheck, so that the system will get to know from where the data needs to be started importing. So I've selected this, clicked on the next. So here we need to map the fields. So you can see here a red highlighted line which says minimum required fields map for lead. So the fields that you have marked as required in order to fill a lead information, that would be listed over here as a count, that there are this many fields marked as a required in terms of adding a data. So what these informations or what all these fields are, you will see at the very beginning of importing information. So required is last name, email and owner. These are the 3 important or the required information without which we cannot proceed for the data import. So let me select the fields over here. So I'm selecting email. So this is email of my customer. This is owner of this records. This is initial name of my record, and this is the last name. So if you notice, until and unless I select or map the required fields, the next button is disabled. And also you will see your progress of how many required fields you have mapped so far and how many are currently left. So let me select last name. Now, as soon as I select, this next button became available. Now, the next field that I have is the dial code and phone number. So I'm selecting phone number, and when I click on the next field, you will notice that the dial code has become a required field. So since this is a mobile number or even other number, I need to insert the dial code, without which I won't be able to proceed further. So even if I first select the dial code, still the button is disabled because the phone number is still required in order to proceed further. And also here the field become required automatically and the count got raised. So let me select phone number. As soon as I select, this button became unable for me to proceed further. So let me click next. So I do not want to map any other field, so I will ignore and proceed further. So here we can handle the duplicates. So how the duplicates can be handled? So you can put restrictions, either a phone number or email or even on both. So the data that gonna be entered into your system would be unique considering the email and phone number. So here I do not want to have any uniqueness. So I will move to next step. Here I will review what I have done so far. So this is the file that I have used, and this way I have mapped the information with one live example from your data and the uniqueness strategy that I have not used. So I'm getting uniqueness strategy not set, and then click on import. So here you are seeing the progress of your import data. And once it is done, you will get a quick summary of your imported information, such as how many entries were there in a file, how many records got created or updated when we use the uniqueness strategy, in which we can select to update or insert the missing information if any phone number or email ID already is present. Also, the records that got skipped and total errors. Also, you can see your original file that you used at the time of import. So let's click on done and see how this data got inserted into our system. So I'm going back to our lead listing, and I can see this information that I had in the Excel file got imported successfully. So I can look at this information. So I will select today's date, that is 19. Let me set the timer and apply. So this 4 record got inserted into our system that we had in the Excel file. So this is how you can import your phone number by segregating their dial code or a country code and the phone number. Okay, thank you so much for joining this webinar. You can also look at this webinar on our YouTube channel, and also you can look at the different webinars that we have conducted so far on different topics or the new feature that we release. Also, along with this, you can register for this weekly webinar from our official website, that is kylas.io, and get a notification whenever there is a new webinar on a different feature, so that you can stay up with how the functions are working in your applications. Okay, thank you everyone for joining this webinar. Stay tuned and Meet again on our next webinar, that is next Wednesday. Thank you. Bye bye.